Who was that? It's a quarter. Who are you?
I am Voltaire. Come.
What the? Is it really you? You're the real Voltaire?
Indeed I am. I'm here for you to answer any questions you have about me and the Enlightenment.
Wow. Tell me about what happened in your early life.
Well, I was born on November 21st, 1694, in Paris, and I'm the youngest of 5 children. I went to Jesuits at the Collège Louis le Grand in Paris from 1704 to 1711, where I had emphasis for languages, learning Latin and Greek as a child, and later becoming fluent in Italian, Spanish, and English as well. I also call it Latin and the stupidities. When I left college, I had already decided I wanted to become a writer. However, my father very much wanted me to become a lawyer, so I pretended to work in Paris as an assistant to a lawyer, while I actually spent much of my time writing satirical poetry. Even when my father found out and sent me away to study law in the provinces, I nevertheless continued to write.
What did you accomplish on your time here on Earth?
I established myself as one of the leading writers of the Enlightenment. Some of my works include the tragic play Zaire, the historical study The Age of Louis, and the satirical novella Candide. I wrote 2,000 pamphlets and books based on my views on politics, religious beliefs, scientific beliefs, and personal freedom. I was also a huge supporter of empiricism. Like the English philosophers, I began by doubting everything. I tried very strongly to develop a French philosophy based on empiricism. Unlike other French philosophers of my time who proposed a rationalist way of looking at things, I wanted humanity to be led by their experience. I wanted my native Paris to be more like London. One of my more famous works is Letters Concerning the English Nation, in which I first proposed to the French citizens the views of Locke and Newton. My most famous work is Candide, a satire published in 1759. Here I step outside the stage of enlightenment and poke at fun at many of its crucial elements, mainly that man can improve himself and his environment. I was known to question my own beliefs and gradually shifted from an optimistic view of the world to rather pessimistic view.
Alright, now, tell me how you studied and managed to get things done.
In 1759, I finally settled in an estate called Ferney, close to the Swiss border, where I lived most of my last 20 years, where I continued to receive all the intellectual elite of my time. My frustrating experiences of the past years with trouble with the government and imprisonments inspired my best-known work, Candide or Optimism. Actually, I have a question for you now. Do you know what has been brought up about me in the past 100 years and why I'm so important to you in your time?
Well, I'm pretty sure in 1952, researcher and writer Theodore Besterman established a museum devoted to Voltaire. He later said about writing a biography of his favorite subject and following his death in 1976. The Voltaire Foundation was vested permanently at the University of Oxford. Voltaire is a historical figure who appended conventional wisdom and redirected the course of Western history. Also, his writings had a huge impact on human rights, with your thoughts and ideas being shown in Human Rights Today. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. It's time to go, man. What?
Adios.
Well, looks like I'm going back to class now. Wow. Equality. Thanks, Voltaire.